The sky doesn't speak in words, it speaks in warnings. And this week, it's screaming. Something big is moving through the air right now. Not loud, not obvious, but it's there, like a storm building behind closed eyes. You don't hear thunder yet, but your soul's already shivering. You ever feel something shift before your mind catches up? That's what's happening now. Between April 8th and 13th, the world's walking through a hallway it didn't even see coming. Quiet, invisible, but loaded like a trap. Most people crossed into it without knowing. They'll keep living like everything's normal. And that's the scary part. Because when the lights flicker, it'll be too late to trace where it started. Mercury just moved direct. Think of that like a cosmic traffic light snapping from red to green. Everything that was held back, blocked, or confused is now in fast forward. And the moon? It's sitting in Leo for the last time this month. That's not just stargazer talk. It's the last push of boldness before we're asked to go deep inside and face what's coming, like the final breath before a dive. You need to feel this. Don't brush it off. This window we've stepped into, it's a turning point. And there's one date inside it that seems harmless. Looks like any other day on a calendar. But it's not. It's loaded. You have a choice right now. Stay blind or tune in before the noise hits. Like and subscribe if you're feeling this. Drop 77 in the comments to let others know you're awake and help spread this warning before it disappears under the noise. We're just getting started. What's coming next might flip everything upside down, and most won't even see it until the ground gives out beneath them. Number 1. Signals, codes, and awakening. This week is selective. And just like that, it begins. But not for everyone. This week doesn't open its doors to just any soul walking by. It's coded, selective, like a radio station that only plays for those tuned into the right frequency. You either feel it or you don't. That's the strange part. That's how you know it's real. You might be wondering, if this is so big, why isn't everyone talking about it? Why do I feel so off while everyone else seems fine? Here's the truth. Not everyone's built to feel the subtle shifts. Most people are too distracted, too buried in routine. But the ones who do feel it, you're not crazy. You're not imagining things. You're hearing a call that's not made with sound. This week is like walking through a mirror that doesn't show your reflection. It shows your energy. It's scanning, sorting, sending messages to your nervous system before your brain even understands what's happening. Weird body sensations, mood swings out of nowhere, vivid dreams, old emotions resurfacing. You're being activated, not overwhelmed. Imagine the sky whispering your name in a language only your soul remembers. That's what this is. The emotional codes being sent out now are triggering deep layers. Some of it might feel heavy, strange, or even electric. Why? Because your body is catching messages your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. Like lightning flickering in the distance. There's a storm, but it hasn't hit your skin yet. And here's something most people won't realize until it's too late. This window of time is choosing who gets the download. It's not about being better or more spiritual. It's about being open, honest, present enough to feel. Because the sky won't scream at you, it whispers. And if you're too loud inside, you'll miss it. People might ask, so what now? What do I do with this? The answer is, pay attention, track the patterns, notice the emotions that don't feel like they came from you. Watch your dreams like you're watching secret messages unfold. You're not being paranoid, you're being prepared. And if this all sounds intense, wait until Venus steps in on the 12th. That's when the emotional waves start to pull things to the surface, especially around love, self-worth, and what you've been settling for. Think of it like an energetic truth serum. Whatever you've been avoiding, it's about to knock on your door, and this time, you won't be able to ignore it. So keep your eyes open and your spirit grounded. Not everyone will notice what's happening, but those who do, you're not just witnessing a shift, you are the shift. Number 2. The ego and the emotional mirror, Moon in Leo and Virgo. And now the Moon steps in, not like a spotlight on a stage, but like a mirror in a dark room. Today it sits in Leo, but forget everything you think you know about Leo energy. This isn't about boldness, charisma, or flair. The Moon's not interested in your highlight reel. It's shining directly on the mask, the version of you built to be liked, admired, clapped for. Think about it. Ever catch yourself talking too much, trying to sound smarter than you feel, or feeling low when someone doesn't react the way you hoped? That's not just a bad day. That's the ego squirming under the light. And right now, the cosmos isn't punishing you, it's revealing you. The Moon in Leo is less, "Look at me," and more, "Why do I need to be seen this way at all?" It's uncomfortable. You might feel like you're shrinking, like your voice doesn't land, like you're invisible in a world you used to command. That's the point. The ego isn't being crushed. It's being stripped, so your true self can finally breathe underneath it. And just when you think you've figured it out, the Moon slides quietly into Virgo. And now the energy shifts again, from exposed to examined. A mental obsession might start to grip you. One idea, one memory, one sentence someone said, it won't let go. You'll try to shake it, but it'll keep pulling at you like a loose thread on your shirt. That's not anxiety, that's insight. Virgo doesn't poke around for the sake of order. It goes deeper, it wants integration. It's asking, where did this start? Why does this still hurt? Why are you still proving something to people who already made up their minds? This phase is like spiritual surgery. Gentle but precise, a little voice inside you sharpening the blade of self-awareness. You may be tempted to dismiss the mental noise as overthinking. Don't. Look closer. That conversation stuck in your head. It's tied to a deeper wound, that moment of jealousy. It's tracing back to an old belief that you've outgrown, but never questioned. So if things feel too loud in your mind, don't run. Sit in the middle of it. Let Virgo dissect the pattern. This isn't punishment, it's refinement. You're being carved into something cleaner, clearer, and more real. The mask is cracking under Leo's light, and Virgo is sweeping up the pieces and asking, which of these do you actually want to keep? Pay attention. The sky isn't just moving, it's moving you. Number 3, the illusion of control. April 10th to 11th, and the danger of overconfidence. And here's where it gets tricky, because the danger this week won't look like danger at all. It'll feel like a green light, like momentum, like finally catching a wave after waiting for weeks. But don't trust the feeling too fast, because the trap is set on April 10th, and it's got velvet edges. That day, the Moon squares Jupiter, a small-sounding event with massive undertow. Think of it like drinking a triple espresso after 3 hours of sleep. For a while, you feel like a superhero. You're alert, bold, ready to make big moves. But what you don't see is the crash waiting just around the corner. That's this energy. It's spiritual overconfidence, emotion pretending to be intuition, ego dressed up as alignment. You might feel pulled to send that risky message, make a bold decision, cut a tie, or leap into something head first. It'll feel right, but check yourself. Ask, am I moving from clarity, or am I hungry to just feel something big? This is a cosmic test, not of your strength, but of your self-trust. It's asking, Can you sit in uncertainty without reaching for a false sense of power? Because sometimes the biggest lesson is in the pause, not the action. And just when that chaotic buzz starts to fade, April 11th steps in wearing a softer face. Libra energy rolls in. But this isn't your cozy, peace-loving Libra. This is illusion in designer clothing. It'll smooth things over, polish tension into politeness, and wrap dishonesty in the language of kindness. You might feel tempted to reconnect with someone who hasn't changed. You might talk yourself into keeping peace where truth wants to erupt. But don't be fooled by the sweetness of the moment. That's not peace, it's avoidance dressed as grace. The full moon is coming soon, and with it, revelation. What's hidden will be shown. What's been faked will crumble. But before that happens, the universe wants to know, will you fall for the illusion, or will you trust the whisper in your body over the lie in your mind? This isn't a week of loud battles, it's a week of soft traps. Not everything that feels good is aligned. Not everything that looks balanced is honest. Remember this. Sometimes the universe doesn't test you with fire. It tests you with comfort, with flattery, with opportunities to lie to yourself just enough to keep your old story intact. So move slow, breathe deep. Don't confuse noise for truth. And when in doubt, pause. Because what you don't choose now will reveal itself soon, and it might not be what you think. Number 4. The full moon and Venus. Exposure, clarity, and release. And finally, on April 12th, the fog lifts. Not all at once, but in that quiet, unmistakable way clarity always arrives, like a light coming on in a room you didn't realize you were sitting in. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, value, and connection, ends its retrograde. And with that shift, something inside you, something that's felt muted, tangled, or unsure, starts humming again. It's not loud, it's not explosive, but it's real. You may wake up feeling different, not necessarily strong in the way the world understands strength, but calm, sure, and awake. This is the moment when your internal compass switches back on. You begin to remember what you're worth, not just in romance, but in every space you show up in. If you've been doubting your voice, questioning your worth, or feeling like love's been moving in reverse, this is why. Venus retrograde was a silence in the heart. But now that silence starts to break. The ones who've been stringing people along, hiding their truth behind charm, or clinging to control in their connections. Their masks begin to slip. Because this isn't just about love. It's about truth. And truth doesn't play games. Then, just as the energy shifts, the full moon in Libra rises. And this moon doesn't come to shake things up. It comes to reveal what's already shaking underneath. Libra full moons don't explode, they expose. They hold up a mirror so still, so steady, that you can't look away from what you see. It shows you who's been draining your energy. It shows you where your peace has been bleeding out. And more importantly, it shows you what you've been allowing that you no longer need to. This moon won't demand drama. It will whisper discernment. You'll feel it like a choice pressing against your chest. Do I keep holding on to this? Do I keep explaining myself to people who aren't listening? Or do I let it fall? Some relationships, patterns, or beliefs will feel heavier than usual under this moon. Not because they grew heavier, but because you grew lighter. You've changed. And now you can feel the difference between connection and obligation, between love and dependency, between peace and performance. This is the energy of release, but not the chaotic kind. It's quiet, clean, certain, the kind of release that happens when your body finally exhales after holding in truth for too long. So pay attention to who feels aligned now, and who only felt safe when you were doubting yourself. Watch who shows up with honesty and who shows up with charm but no soul. The mirror's here. You don't have to run. And the most powerful thing you can do in the face of truth, let go, with grace, with clarity, and with no apology. Number 5, a spiritual simulation. The real you is emerging. And just when you think you've found your rhythm, it all starts to unravel, but not in a way that breaks you, in a way that reveals you. This week may have kicked off with Leo's raw, confident, expressive, ready to be seen. But that fire, it flickers fast. What starts as boldness may slowly turn to doubt. One day, you feel unshakable. The next, you're spiraling through questions you thought you'd already answered. And by the end of the week, you might catch yourself smiling at people while quietly crumbling inside. But don't panic. This isn't emotional instability. This is a spiritual simulation. You're not falling apart. You're shedding skins, fast. You're being walked through versions of yourself, the brave one, the unsure one, the people pleaser, the rebel, the silent one, the loud one. Each day, a new costume gets pulled from the closet and draped over your shoulders, not for you to keep, but for you to see, to recognize who you've been and why. And here's the thing, one of those versions isn't you, maybe more than one. They were masks, crafted from survival, soaked in expectation, shaped by pain or praise. You wore them to fit in, to stay safe, to be loved, and they worked for a while. But the simulation is ending, the game is glitching, and the real you is starting to bleed through the seams. It may feel like emotional whiplash, like one part of you is fighting to stay hidden while another is screaming to be free. That's normal. That's the friction of awakening. Ask yourself, who am I when no one's watching? Who do I become just to be accepted? And who's still waiting underneath all that performance to be seen? This isn't about fixing anything, it's about noticing. Observe yourself like you're watching an actor try on roles. Which one feels like home? Which one feels like armor? You're not being tested, you're being revealed, layer by layer, day by day, until the only thing left is what's real. That's why everything feels off, because what's false is losing its grip. And if you feel like you're losing your mind, maybe you're just finally stepping out of everyone else's. Watch closely. The way you speak, the way you respond, the way you shrink or swell in different spaces, it's all data, not judgment, not shame, just evidence of how far you've come and how close you are to finally landing in yourself. Because at the end of all this unraveling, the version of you that remains, the one who doesn't need to perform, explain, or shrink, that's the one you've been searching for all along. Let the old characters fade. The real one just walked on stage. And so, as the skies shift and the masks fall, one thing becomes clear. This week isn't just passing by, it's peeling something open inside you. You're not who you were on Monday, and by week's end, you'll be someone even deeper. Let it happen. If this message stirred something in you, don't leave it behind. Act on it. Like this video, subscribe for more energy updates, and drop the number 77 in the comments to let others know you feel it too. Let's wake more people up, together, because what's coming next, you'll want to be ready.